Time to work.
Let's do it. If you're sitting down, get up and base. Great. So what's the first stretch we usually do? Is what?
We usually go
The hips?
with the hips.
Yeah, little hips. Little hula hoop hips right here.
Loosen up the hip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely have to do this every morning. I know I'm not that old, but I'm not that young anymore. You know, if I just sit up, my back hurts, my neck hurts, everything hurts. Good, other direction. Good, other direction. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. We can do our knees.
Yes.
Feet together, knees. Yeah, it's funny when you do any kind of activity, any sports or any exercise, and you get hurt, they always recommend take time off, right? Which is good. But sometimes for me, like if I take too many days, weeks, or a month off, my body actually hurts more. It's funny, to me, movement is lubrication to the body. Now, of course, if something's broken or really, really busted, then don't move at all. But for me, if I miss a week, everything starts to hurt. Good, let's do our foot, our toes right here, with a circle. If you're squishing a bug, at the same time. Other foot. Feel it pops. Okay, let's move on to the shoulders right here. A little bit faster. Good. Do that extension. Go up, all the way up. There's a pop. There you go. Okay. Other direction.
Healthy.
A healthy pop, yep.
Yeah.
Other direction. There we go. Good other arm. Straight up. There's a pop. There you go. Other direction. Mm-hmm. Good. So our elbows up and down, like you're curling. And we lost him. We didn't look good. You gotta curl it up. Hold it, squeeze, 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 and bring it down. Up again. Good to open the fingers. One, open wide. Wrist lock yourself. Open. Close. Open. Close. And the neck, right? Figure 8. Go back, 1, go down. Trace the number 8. Or an infinity sign. Go up, down, up. Other direction. Good. Any more stretches?
Just one more. The neck.
Oh, the neck.
Yeah.
Here.
In. Relax. In. Relax. In. Relax. One more. And relax. Cool.
Good.
We could go to the ground just a little bit, right?
Just really fall. Circles, rock. Hold your shin, you can use your hands and your toes to go in a circle. Other direction.
So today it's Friday. I feel like that we should exercise a little bit. Let's go hip, shoulders, hip, shoulder for one direction, right? Hip, shoulder.
Ooh, the circle.
Hip,
Oh yeah.
shoulder, hip, shoulder.
Yeah, do this like hip, shoulders, hip, hip.
Yes.
Move
Yes.
your shoulders and then your hips. Shoulders and hips. This was really difficult for me when I first learned it. So I just pictured like I was running like this. Like a little Stairmaster climber right here. And then you just do hip, shoulders, hip, shoulders. You go a little bit faster. You go the other direction now. Hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder. Yeah, you should feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, from here we could do this. We could do a little shrimp drill. Put your left foot down, right foot on the ground. Look at the straight leg. And try to touch your toes. And or try to bring your hips behind your head. All the way back. So shrimp out. And then pull yourself back in. Right here. Right, then we can switch legs. Here, right foot down, left leg straight. Look at your left foot. If you need some kind of like focal point, you can use your hands as if you're going to try to touch your toes and move your hips back. Boom, right there. Touch and pull in. Switch your foot right here. Turn, shrimp, and pull in. And it's such a good exercise because when we do techniques like elbow escape or shrimp escape, you know, we shrimp out to get out. Right, so you post, turn, extend, shrimp, and pull yourself back in. One more time, other side. Boom, extend your leg, face to over here. Keep the weight on your foot and on your shoulder. And shoot your hips back, ready, and go. Touch your toe. And then pull yourself back in. Just like that.
Really good.
Good. I think we're good. So class number 7, right? Class number 7, haymaker punch defense, along with the triangle. Cool. So we don't know how the fight started. It could be from a conversation, push comes to shove. You know, I might look like someone. Everyone looks like somebody, you know, but we have to remember not everybody is that somebody that happened, right? And I don't like to say there's bad guys and good guys, even though we're using it for bad guy, but is this a person who had a bad day? Got fired, broke up, something bad happened to them that day. And then you became that day. You became that person. Or maybe it is a bad person. So the bad guy behavior in my position is not squaring up like this right here. Right? There might have been a push or a shove, or again, we don't know. But this is the bad guy behavior. This distance, they look around, and they just charge you, and they just want to knock you out, boom, for that one punch, that one knockout punch. And there's other classes when we learn how to clinch when someone has a fight stance and they throw a punch. I really believe that every punch that's thrown is to end it. But for this one, there's distance. I'm winding up. The bad guy's just winding up, especially when they turn around like this. Looking for witnesses, and they just charge at you, they wind up and you just go, boom, that haymaker punch. So if you don't know what to do, what's gonna happen? Best case scenario, you get punched in the face, you get knocked on the ground, you get up. Worst case, you get punched in the face, you get knocked out. And who knows what happens after that. So Eddie, knowing the move, there's space between us, look what Eddie does. I shuffle, I go, and then look, he flips it right here. He controls, and there are takedowns right here, or he just let go and push my back, just like that. Okay, so if I'm the bad, I'm the good guy here. Look at the space between us. There's space between us right here, right? Our hands are not up. They're not up. Space equals time, right? Space equals time, so it's very telegraphic, right? Especially how he's bladed. So when he throws a punch, right there, go for it please. I'm gonna slip it, step, frame, hook, and go behind. I'm just holding on right here. It's like a seatbelt around his waist. My hips are back, my head is low, and I'm holding on to his waist right here. If he wants to go crazy for a little bit, I can hold on. If he tries to run away from me, I can make myself heavy. Now there are techniques where I can take him down. Or I can just let go, push the back, and just take off. Right, so if I do it by myself, right here, there's someone in front of me. I step and frame. The stepping foot, I'm also framed behind my head, just like this. My other hand is a hook. So I step, frame, and hook. Right here. So we can all do it together, assuming they're throwing the punch. Right, we're here. So we're gonna step forward with our left leg. Just step forward just one time with a good solid base. Like that. So let's do it together. Ready, left foot go, and go. Perfect, rewind that right there. So as soon as we step, we're gonna put the frame behind our head, just like this at the same time. Ready, go. Perfect right there. Go back again.
Nice, Greg.
And you want to be looking forward, of course. So one more time, ready, go. Step and frame. Good. Rewind it.
Great, Fiona.
Now for this one, we're going to step, frame, and look, hook. There's a hook like a net. It's going to be a net. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Step, frame, and hook. There you go. Just one more time.
Great, Ken and Mona.
One more time. Right here. Ready? Go. Now we're going to freeze right here. Now watch me one time. I'm going to move to the side. Buckle the seatbelt. Could be an S grip. Grab your wrist. Gable grip. Doesn't matter. And pinch the elbows right here like this. Okay, so let's do it together.
Great, James.
Good. So we're going to step, frame, and hook. Ready? Go. Step, frame, and hook. Shuffle to the side. S grip. Grab your wrist. Gable grip. It doesn't matter. Hips back, knees bent. Pinch your elbows. Drive your shoulder. Look, elbow pinch, shoulder drive.
Great
now,
technique,
just move around
Gary.
a little bit, just like this. Assuming you're trying to get away. Move around. Don't cross your feet. Don't cross your feet.
Looking good, guys.
3, 2, 1. Let go. Push the back. Knees back away. Very
Yes.
good. Very good. One
I
more
like
time.
our partner, Tracy.
Good. Let's do that one more time. Ready? So standing neutral. Left foot forward. Left frame. Right hook. Ready? Go step, frame, and hook. Good. Shuffle to the
Pauline.
side. Great. S grip. Wrist. Doesn't matter. Hips back. Elbows pinched. Shoulder drive. Just move around in a circle a little bit. Pretend you're getting tossed around. Tossed around. Slow them down. Move back around. Back and forth. Back and forth. And then release. Push. And take off. Great.
Solid, Gonzalo and Allison.
Very good. Now the most common question we get, Alex, this looks very similar to clinch, conservative, or aggressive. Why not do this if Eddie was the bad guy, he throws a punch, why don't we do this right here? Well, that's good if it's 2 arms distance right here. But for the haymaker, what's the difference? There's more distance between us. So it's an object going forward with more distance, with intention, bad intention. So if he throws a punch, the haymaker punch, and I try to do this, I'm just gonna get bulldozer right over. So instead, what do? We slip it. And how far, here's a question for you guys. How far, when I do my step, frame, and hook, how far do how much of a level do I drop? Is it A, a little bit, B, halfway down, or C, all the way down? So how about A for just enough to slip it? B, halfway, or C, all the way down? 1, 2, or 3? 1. Correct, it's 1. Perfect, right? Because we're slipping the punch, slipping it, not trying to, I've seen, stand up here. We don't want to do this. If he's throwing the punch right here, throw the punch. I don't want to do this. All the way down like this. Right? It's literally just enough to where it might skip over my arm. And when do I do it? Not the last possible moment, but just enough where he's not going to figure it out or redirect it. Right? So if he throws a punch again, he throws it, step, frame, and hook, and go around it. He moves around in a circle. Right here, I hold on, and let go, and push. Good. Are there any questions so far? Good. That one haymaker punch.
We got one question
You
there,
got one
right?
question? Good.
When moving to the back, does the waist wrapping arm stay there and we just wrap it with the other arm, or does switching not matter?
Okay, so the question is right here. The net, does it stay there or can we switch it? I want to switch it. The catcher, right here, there's the catcher and the locker, boom, like that. Right, so if he throws a punch right there, right here, throws a punch, I step, frame, and hook, it almost like helps me pivot around him. It helps me pivot around, so when I land right here, look, I'm just buckling the seatbelt. Right, so see right there? So the net caught him. The momentum's helping me go around him. Look, boom, you connect. Wrist grab, gable grab, doesn't really matter. Now, would I switch to do this right here? I personally wouldn't do it, but if it happens through the movement, it's not completely wrong at all. Okay, any other questions? Cool. Now, what I would do, I don't like getting dirty or sweaty like that. Right? I mean, at the beginning, I was like, I wish somebody would want to fight me. I wish somebody would. To the point now, I was like, you know what? I hope nobody does. Right? So if Eddie was real life right now, he was going to punch me in the face. I would still slip it. But hey, I have no shame in just slipping and running away. So if he goes right here in front of you, here, if he throws a punch right here, I just step in frame and just keep on running. Like who's to say I have to catch him right here? Right? Just slip it and take off. Slip it and take off.
That was a good run.
Good. So when I do it by myself, I like to have like, I'm very image, I like to see something visual. And it's when you're doing this right here, if you do it with a partner, it's like we're going, look at my hips, are further back, not close, right? My hips are back, my head is a little bit in this mid, lower back or in this hip right here. Now, how do I remember this position? Well, I just have to imagine that we're going to a costume party. And we're going as a horse. Eddie's the head, and I'm the back, right? I don't want to use other word, but I'm the back right here. So I want to maintain the integrity of the horse, right? So if he wants to turn into me, I stay behind him. If he goes the other way, I stay behind him still. If he runs away from me, I go with him, slowing him down. Now the takedown here, besides just letting go, is just to do a step, block, sit, and then modify mount, which we'll learn later on. Good. So what's the main indicator? When do you know when someone not just only wants to do harm to you, but how do you know that when to do this technique? Well, there's two things. One, there's space between us. Quite a distance right here, more than 2 arms, right? But how do you know which arm they're going to punch you with? Does everybody know? So if I was like this, standing looking at you guys, and I take, if I do this, which hand is the one punching you?
Back arm most likely.
So either A or B.
So one says back arm most likely, they drop shoulder, and be telegraphed as it's a haymaker, no?
Yes. Perfect, yes. So if I blade my stance like this right here, this is a power punch. If I blade my stance the other way, this is a power punch. Good? So that's how you know. Okay? So, to the ground. Let's say I rear clinch right here. I take him down. Boom. Take him down. I modify my mount. Right here, let's go this way, please. He turns into me. I maintain the mount. I maintain the mount. I stay low, wide, hug the neck, put my hooks in, exhaust. Maintain, exhaust, and just get away, go to a safe place. But sometimes we get kind of excited, right? We get excited. Oh my God, I took this person down to the ground. I'm here. Did anybody see that? You guys do this, right? I've done it before in sparring. Anybody see me tap that guy out right here? You do this. We want affirmation and confirmation. And he grabs me, throws me off right here. So look what I do. I swim inside. 1, 2, cross my feet, hug the neck, pinch the arm. Right here, head is up. Stage 1. Today's class is class 7, the triangle. But this stage 1 right here, I get to exhaust him, I'm safe, but also there's another class we're gonna learn how to neutralize punches. Right here, this is stage 1. Right, if he would go to from my body right here, from my ribs, I can retract and block. He does the same over here to stage 2. He sits up, stage 3, he stands up, stage 4. If he commits the weight, I let him back into stage 1. That's the punch block series, -1. More stage, of course. But today, look, we're gonna learn how to finish the fight using our legs. Using our legs. And how do we do that? Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triangle setup. Boom. Hold the head, foot on the hip, wiggle up, bite the neck, grab the shin, retract, shoot, lock it up, and squeeze. Right here. The triangle choke. Raise your hands the first time ever seen the triangle. Class number 7. Anybody? Who has seen class number 7? Put your hand up. Who doesn't like taking surveys? Good, there you go. Good, there you go. Good. And man, the triangle has a lot of steps. It really does. It's one of the ones that has a lot of steps. But as you do it more and more, it goes from 12 steps to 10 to 9 to 3. Yeah, it's pretty much like 3. So before we do all the steps, let's just review a little bit. Okay, so assuming Eddie's in my guard right here. Okay. We're gonna retract 1. He takes 1 arm out right here. I cross my feet. It's called the triangle setup. Watch me do it one time. 1 arm in, 1 arm out. 1 arm in, 1 arm out. Hips, hand, and head. You see that? One arm in, one arm out. I lift my hips up, transfer his arm across, motorcycle grip. Hold the head, foot on the hip, and I wiggle up north. I push off the foot and the thigh until my leg is completely pointing to the sky or 90 degrees. Look, bite, grab, retract, lock, thighs, hips, and head all at the same time. And he taps, and he taps. Okay, and what's going on right here? We're putting the person in a chokehold, like a little karate choke, and after 6, 10 seconds, they're gonna go to sleep. Anything more, we'll talk about later. Okay, so let's all do it together right here. Assuming there's someone between your legs right here. So cross your feet, grab the imaginary head right here. Head is up, here, stay safe. Right here, leg cross your feet, you're here. You're not squeezing, it's a snug hug, not a tight squeeze, right? So this is stage one. Right here we're holding, we're maintaining, but pretend the arm went out, so we're just gonna cross our feet right here. Just right here. It's a triangle setup. So when we do this, my feet are up here right now, but we're gonna put the feet on the ground. So look, everybody lift your hips up. Hips up. Pretend their arm is on your left side right here, on your left side. So it'll be hips, grab the imaginary arm from the left side and transfer it to your right pocket over here. Just like that. Left hand, hold the head. Very good. So now from here, let's bring our legs back up right here. Foot on the ground, simulating the hip. So now we're gonna do a low crawl up north. Push off the foot and the shoulder right here. Do a little low crawl. Low crawl, low crawl, low crawl. Now check this out.
Looking good,
Now we're gonna bite. The thigh should be pointing to the sky. Now try to bite across. Put your heel past your knee, like that. Left hand, grab the shin. Grab the shin. Bring the other leg around your shin. Both hands behind the head. Pull the head down, lift your hips up, and pinch your thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They tap.
Yeah, they are tapping, guys.
Let go.
Really good, guys. Yeah.
Very good.
We have one question there.
Yes.
Somebody's asking to show again. Is that right, Tracy?
Yeah, so Hyun Soon says, what's the grip for the back of the head when we finish?
Okay, what's the grip behind the head? It could be hand over hand, a little across. You can even do this if you want. As long as there's something behind the head, you should be good to go.
And then the next question is, can we see again with Eddie how to get to the triangle setup?
How to get to the triangle setup, we're going to go in a moment, in the next slice. But we just want to start from the middle and work our way to the end, and then start from the beginning to the middle to the end. All right, so actually we could do like a little visual. So you can see. Right here, right? Good. Perfect. If you have a gi or like a hero, what do you call it, hero hoodie?
This is
a quick flip. A quick flip right here, grab it, right here. So look, my feet are crossed. Look at the arm. It's right on my left side for right now. Here, so this is a triangle setup right here. If you don't have a jacket or anything like that, or a gi, it's good to go right here. So we're here. So the first thing we want to transfer the arm that's inside across. Cool, so we need another 5 seconds. Good. Okay, good. So we're gonna do it all together. My feet are crossed, assuming it's up high, but we're gonna be low right here. 3 things first. Hips, hand and head. So everybody lift your hips up. Up there, grab that jacket, grab that sleeve with the imaginary arm, bring it across. And the grip on the wrist is a motorcycle grip, a C-clamp, a human grip. Bring it and put it on your right hip. Very good. Now the other hand, the free hand, your left hand, hold behind the head. Why? Because we don't want them to posture up.
Looking good, Jennifer.
Very good. Now put the left foot on the hip, which would be the ground for right now. You're going to push off that foot and your shoulder. Do a little low crawl. Right here. Do a little low crawl. We're doing a little low crawl. Low crawl until your thigh is 90 degrees. Right here, look, 90 degrees. We're pointing to the sky. Now, we're going to bite. Bite. Grab your shin. Bite, shin, and then lock it up with the other one. We call it the figure 4. Why do we call it a figure 4? Well, if you lock it up and do this, it's an upside down 4. Right here, upside down 4. You lock it up, hold behind the head. It could be A, B, or C. Doesn't matter. And then lift your hips up, pull the head down, and pinch those thighs right here. Pinch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more second to be safe.
He's tapping, yeah.
And we let go.
Really good. Great technique, Daniela. Yeah.
Very good. So how do we get to the triangle setup? How do we get to the triangle setup? Well, if I may, with Eddie right here. Stage 1, my feet are crossed. I'm draping over his head. My elbows pinched. My head is up high. Couple ways of getting there. If you just remember, one arm in, one arm out, is the triangle setup. That's the beginning. That's actually the middle point to finish the triangle. So we're here. So look what I do. Form that X, drop the elbow. Right? So if I'm here, look, transfer the head, form the X, drop the elbow. Watch me do it one time. I put the foot on the ground. I move to the side a little bit to bring my knee inside. We call it stage 1.5, 1.5. I slide to the wrist. I retract, and I cross my feet, which is what? The triangle setup, the same position we started from a while ago, the midpoint. And then from here, hips, hand, and head. Foot on the hip, we wiggle up, we bite, retract, lock, and squeeze. Okay, one more time for context right here. So again, stage 1, I form that X. Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. Like that. I want something over Eddie's head. So I transfer this head, look, I form an X, and look, I drop the elbow to the mat. Right here, a little goose neck right here, elbow to the mat, foot on the ground, I angle out. Turn this way, please, this way. Good. And I hip out, just enough space for my knee to come in. And I slide to the wrist. I retract, shoot. Or if I can't, I extend, go around, cross my feet. Okay, so we're gonna do it together. Right here. Right, so we're here. Stage 1, cross your feet, draped over the head, elbow pinch, head is up like this. Right here, we're good. Good, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna form that X, look. Form that X, drop the elbow. The right elbow on the mat, right elbow on the ground. Put your left foot on the ground, and then hip out towards that posted foot until you're on your side. Bring your knee, but bring your knee between your body and your forearm. That. Very good. Left leg on the back. It's draped over. Very good. Now, for here, just because we don't have a body between us, let's just put our right foot or toes on the ground. So simulating we have the tricep, look, we're gonna slide to the wrist. So we slide to the wrist. Yeah, so your arm is locked out. It's almost like you're playing tug of war with the imaginary arm. So you're pulling, putting pressure on the arm. And then from here, you extend. Now watch me, you're gonna curl in, bring your knee to your chest. Just like that, and then cross your feet. Very good, that's the triangle setup. Good, let's do it all over again. Stage 1, right here. Stage 1, form that X. Drop your right elbow. Left foot on the ground.
Looking good, Paul.
Hip out. Bring your knee in between your forearm, your right forearm, and your body. Whoop, just like this. Very good.
Perfect
left leg
angle,
on the
guys.
back.
Yeah.
So we're curled up. There's 1.5. Now from here, put your right toes on the ground, your right foot on the ground. Just have something to push off. Now look, I'm gonna slide my bottom shoulder back. Slide to the wrist. Right here. Slide to the wrist. And then from here, pull a little bit more, pull a little bit more, and then you're gonna curl in and bring your knee to your chest. Boom. Knee to the chest. And then bring your foot over, cross your feet. You can do this.
Great, Tracy.
Good. Very good. One more time. Form the X. Form the X right there. Very good. Right elbow on the ground. Little gooseneck right there. Left foot on the ground. Hip out. Bring your knee between your forearm and your body. Boom. Bring it in. Good. Leg is on the back. Good.
Also met in Chelsea.
Good. Now you're going to slide to the wrist. And what kind of grip are we using on the wrist? It's not a monkey grip. It's going to be a C-clamp, a human grip. A human grip. Stretch it. Now, let's just say you can't bring your knee to your chest. It's like, oh, you're still congested. The guy's bigger. You have thick legs. You cannot do it. It's okay. So what are we going to do instead? We slid to the wrist, and And look, kick your leg, your right leg, straight. There you go. Go around your hand. Go around your hand. Let go of the wrist. Pull your arm out and cross your feet. Around the world. Very good. Now from here, triangle setup. Triangle setup. Hips. Hand, bring the left hand, the imaginary hand on your hip, left hip, to the right hip. Hips, hand, and then what? Head. Hold the head, there you go. Left foot on the ground. Do a low crawl. Push off the foot. Use your shoulders. Go up north, go up north, go up north. Until your thighs pointing to the sky, or that 90 degrees. And then what? Bring your knee, your heel past your knee. Boom, like that. Very good. From the head to the shin. Head to the shin.
Awesome, Eric.
Retract and bite. Then both hands behind the head.
Really good, Rashid.
And pull the head down. Lift your hips up and contract your whole body, especially your thighs. And hold it. Really squeeze it. Just hold it for 6 seconds. Ready to go. Don't hold your breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's tapping. He's tapping.
He's tapping.
Yeah.
1 more second.
Yeah.
Then you let go.
Really
Very
good,
good,
guys.
Very good. Let's do it again. One more time. Right here. Stage 1. Form the X. Good. Drop the elbow. Right elbow on the ground. Left foot on the ground. Hip out. Bring your knee in. Very good. Leg in the back. Slide to the wrist. Slide to the wrist. Now we're going to attempt to bring your knee to your chest. We're going to attempt it, but we're going to just pretend that you couldn't bring your foot through. So bring your knee to your chest. It didn't work. So what do? You extend that leg, go around, bite over your hand, release it, and cross your feet. Right here. Hold the head just for control. You wanted to posture up. You're holding, you're holding, you're holding. He stops. Hips. Hand. Bring it all the way to your right pocket. Hips, hand, and head. Good. Left foot on the ground. Low crawl, low crawl, low crawl. Bite the neck. From the head to the shin, not the head to your ankle. Head to the shin. There's a bigger landing spot right there. Go around, you lock it up. Both hands behind the head. You squeeze, just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hold it for 1 more second. You let go.
He's tapping, calling. Yeah, good
Very
job.
Good. Very good. I know we tend to do it on both sides, but let's just do it for one side.
Couple of questions.
Good. What's the question?
I've heard before to hook my arm in the thigh to create a bigger angle before finishing. Is that something useful to do or dangerous?
Okay, so the question is to hook the thigh while it's already locked up to finish. That is pretty useful. Right here, my triangle here, please. You're here, hips, hand, and head. You do all this. We bite it. Right here is to hook this thigh. Sorry, I would do it more if I knew he was going to stand up. Right. So if I see that leg post up right there, post up your left leg right there, like that, then I would hook right here. I would hook it because now he can't really stand up right now. It's a little bit better control, to be honest, if he wants to stand up. But I make sure that I have a good solid bite. I don't want to do this. I don't want to bring the arm across here and a little more on top of me, like this, and then try to hook his leg without having a solid bite. Right, so I put the foot on the hip, I wiggle up, I bite, boom, all this right here, and squeeze. If he does want to stand up, then I'll hook the leg. So it's not wrong, but it's not the first thing I think about when I go for a triangle.
And when we do the shoulder hip crawl, what do we do if the other person follows us up? Do we need to outrun them?
So when we push, so when we do that low crawl, we're here, hips, hand, and head. Right here, when I do this, 1, 2, and he follows me like this. Here. So that's why when we push off the foot and the thigh and the back and the shoulder, when we do this, he follows me again. I keep him away. Relatively, this happens pretty quick. When we get to here, hips, hand, and head right here, and I do this, boom, 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 I kind of lock it up right away, like that. So that bite is very important right here. So when I push off the foot and the thigh, I keep them away as well. So it's not just push, relax, let him charge at me again. These are stoppers and biters too. Any other questions?
Yeah. Is it possible to get a solid bite from the arm that's across their body?
Yes. is it possible, from the triangle setup, actually, very good. Do we have to bring the arm across to get a bite? No. If you have longer legs, or this person is just a little bit thinner, and you're able to get the full lockup like this, right here. Can I just do it without even worrying about bringing the arm across? Yes, absolutely. Right? But thicker legs, thicker body, juggernaut, right here a little bit wider, and you can't do it, then hey, we recommend bringing the arm across. Right here, either all the way out or all the way out. Not in between right here. So we bring it in, boom, boom, we get a better bite right here. So, can you do it? Yes. Is it better to bring it across? Yes. Do you always have to do it? Bring it across? No, if you're able to lock it up. Right? So here's the question before someone asks for the finish. Right? So we bring the arm across, we do the wiggle wiggle, we bite, and again, same reason, thicker legs, thicker body, whatever the case is, and you can't grab your shin here, and if you do grab it, you're barely hanging on, and you can't get that figure four. Or maybe you do grab the shin and you pull it down, and you barely lock it up, and you hurt your foot right here. If that happens, if you feel like if it's too much work to get to here, then I mean you know your body. So what do? If you can't get to the full figure four, just cross your feet, like right here. Look, there's a big gap right there. I don't have the full bite. It'll still work. Just pinch your thighs, pull the head down, and lift the hips up. It might take a little bit longer, but nonetheless, you're gonna go to sleep.
Very nice detail.
Good. So that was the 1.5. Now the other one is the giant killer. And what's going on in that one? Well, this person up here, maybe they went through the punch block series, they're exhausted, or they're a wrestler, they're just so big, they just want to just drive their weight up here. And you can imagine, like if you didn't know anything in my position, what would you do? Probably start punching, doing this, try getting away, try sitting up, in which case, boom. That's why stage one of the punch block series is so important right here. If you're gonna be on your back in a fight, you rather have the bad guy between your legs. Regardless how big they are, if he's charging at me right here, like this, right here, I need to take that weight off. So what do? I pinch my thighs and I extend down, just like that, just to take the weight off. And then from here, shove the head to the side, foot on the ground, hip out, foot on the other hip, align. He's charging at me, I keep him away, I retract, and bite. Okay, so we'll do like a little preparation drill for that one. Right here. So right here, like almost like a triangle setup, just like the halfway point right here. Okay, so both feet on the hips, he's giving a hand, he's reaching for me, I grab the wrist. He's leaning a little, he's driving towards me, he's drive, like that. So that I retract, guide, stop, and bite, and then finish. Boom. Okay. So we can do that together, just at least one time. All right, so everybody be laying down, please. So, can you guys see my feet? There you go. So, have your legs 90% locked out, not fully locked, like a little bent. You can put your heels on the ground right here, like this, and pretend you're grabbing a wrist. It could be like a baseball bat or a scooter, like this right here, holding it. Now, if I'm holding on to their left arm, their left wrist, I'm gonna retract the opposite leg. So I'm stopping them, and then I'm retracting. Do that one time, please. Ready? Good. Your right leg. Go back again. Hold the wrist, retract your right leg. Good. One more time, and retract. Good. Go back again. So we're holding it now. When we retract, bring that wrist to your right ribs right here, to your ribs. Very good. And then what? Retract your left leg and lock it up direct. Direct shot.
Nice, Makoto.
Both hands behind the head. Lift the hips up, pinch your thighs and pull the head down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They tap. One more second, you let go. Right, so one more time. Feet 90% locked out. Grab the wrist, either baseball bat or I don't know why I said scooter, but scooter like that right here, right? So retract your right leg. Guide the wrist, the imaginary wrist, to your right ribs. Now, when you retract your leg, you don't have to bring it all the way here. Just retract to the thigh pointing to the sky. So you retract, they run into your thigh. Bite over your knee. Retract, bite. Both hands behind the head. Thighs, hips, and head Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Awesome, Kathleen.
One more
and
second.
Ryan.
And let go.
Yeah, he's tapping.
It's happening. Good.
Yeah,
So now,
looking really good, guys.
very good. So now just to put it, I'm gonna use Eddie for context one more time. So from stage 1. Here, stage 1. I extend my legs. I push his head away. Foot on the ground. Just like we did on that shrimp drill. We're gonna shrimp out to get out. So shrimp out to get out. The floating foot, which is my right foot, goes on the hip. Second foot on the hip, and I align myself. Like right now, I grab what kind of grip? The baseball bat grip. Doesn't really matter. Now, there has to be weight coming forward because he's charging at me. Because if there wasn't, and I retract, he's not going to come in. So if there's no weight coming forward, just blast him in the face or in the chest. But there's weight coming forward. Right? So I retract the right leg. Okay. Guide the wrist to the ribs and stop right here. The stopper. Bite. Retract. Lock it up direct. Really tapping there. Of course I would hold the head, but you felt it already. Good?
That was tight.
Good. So
So the giant killer would be a triangle letting them into your legs from stage 3 of punch block series, and 1.5 variation is when you enter triangle setup from full guard.
the giant killer would be let him in from stage 3, he said? You said?
Yeah, so the giant killer would be letting them in from stage 3. And then 1.5 is from full guard.
Yeah, so 1.5 is from full guard, but the giant killer is, we did that preparation drill. I think that's why it looked like stage 3, but it's just to keep him away. I would not do it from stage 3. I would it a little bit. I'll show you if you remind me, Tracy. Like I'll go back to that. There is a way, but for right now, okay, we can do it together. Okay, I'm gonna use Eddie right here. Good. Stage 1, cross your feet. We're here. Pinch your thighs and extend down south. Extend. Both hands pick a side. Push your head towards your right. Lock your arms out. Very good. Put the foot on the ground. Even if there was a body between us, I would still put the foot on the ground because the hip, you might miss it. Foot on the ground is always going to be there. Strip away. Move your hips all the way back. Good. Your right foot on the hip, imaginary hip. Left foot on the imaginary hip. Then you align yourself. Very good. He's leaning, he's leaning. You retract and you guide the fist to the opposite direction of their arm. Right to your ribs right here. 1. Now, it's okay to grab the head if you want, or you can just lock it up direct. Both hands behind the head, very good. Good, now squeeze. If you have a partner, if they tap, let go please. But if not, you hold on for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more second. And you tap, let go. I wasn't really squeezing, by the way. Good. So let's do it again. One more time together. Okay?
Somebody's asking, can you do the giant killer with Eddie facing the camera to see the different angle?
This?
No, facing the camera, so they can see the legs. And
Okay. How about I do it without Eddie? Like this, so you can see the legs. Good. So one more time together, guys, from stage 1. Last time. Stage 1. Right here. Good. Extend your legs. Extend. Good. Hands on the head. Push the head down to your right hip. Left foot on the ground. Hip away. Your right foot, the floating foot, put it on the imaginary hip. Second foot on the hip. So your body should be curled. The L to the I right here. So now we should be aligned. Grab the wrist. Remember, they're reaching after you. They're trying to grab your shirt, your jacket, your face. Get control of that wrist. Retract your right leg. Guide the wrist to your side right here, to your ribs. Bite the neck. Retract. Lock it up. Both hands behind the head. Lift the hips up. Pinch your thighs. Pull the head down. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great,
one more
Katrina.
second. And you let go.
Very nice, Jose.
Very good. Very good. So to go back to that stage 3, before I forget, there's a way to go from the triangle setup from stage 3. We don't have to do it. Little bonus detail. For the ones that know the punch block series, this is stage 1. He sits up. I push his chest away. Bring my knees in. If I could slide to his wrist, I could control his wrist. I could retract one leg and then boom, let him in. Triangle setup. So there's a lot of different ways to get to the triangle setup. Or there's a lot of different techniques to get there. There's a lot of different ways, but if you take one thing away, which worked for me, What do you need to go from 0 to finish? There's always a middle. And what's the middle in the triangle? One arm in, one arm out. That's all you need to remember. One arm in, one arm out. That's all you have to move already. And after that, get to the figure 4. Okay, so let's all stand up in base. Boom. Right here. Good, so we're walking, someone's looking at us, you look, but with the mask nowadays, you can't even tell if we're smiling or not. You know, you smile, but that smile looks like a grin. That person looks at you, what are you looking at? But you can't hear them because you can't read their mask. How are you? So you're saying, how are you? But they probably see something else. They come to you, 6 feet away. Yeah, you cool? They start doing this. Start doing this. And they go for the punch, right? So if you're in the room, move all the way back, maintain the distance. We're gonna step, frame, and hook. Okay, ready? You're gonna step, frame, and hook. Go around, grab your wrist, grab your hand, have your hips back, maintain that horse costume.
Great,
move
Akiko.
around in a circle. Pretend they're moving you. Don't cross your feet, don't cross your feet. You're holding on, you're holding on.
Perfect, Mike. Yeah,
let go.
nice base, guys.
Let go. Push their back. They turn around. They come at you again. What do? You do the same thing. You step, frame, and hook. Go around. You maintain. Right here. You hold on, you hold on. You let go. You push them. And then you run. Everybody do the running man. Running person. That's in the test, by the way. Good. Oh, this time, you know, they threw the punch, but they were kind of conservative. They kind of went, and then maybe you blinked and then you tripped. Boom, you fell on your back. They went on top of you. Cross your feet. Hey, crazy times call for crazy stories right here. You slipped on a banana peel. You're here and then you go. You're maintaining stage 1. Do not hold your breath. You can still squeeze, maintain, you act, you react when they act. You're holding right here. And then what? You see that window of opportunity. So let's form that X. Form the X. Drop that elbow. Foot on the ground. Hip. Bring your shin in. Leg on the back. Slide to the wrist. Slide to the wrist. Very good. You stretch it. Now retract. Boom. You retract. Bring it over the shoulder. You cross your feet. Cross your feet. Hold the head because you're trying to posture up. Hold the head. Block the punches if you have to right here. You're rocking back and forth. They stop. Hips. Hand. From the left hip to the right hip. Hold the head. Very good. Left foot on the hip. Wiggle up north. Wiggle up north. Bite. Shin. Retract. Lock. You're squeezing. 5, 6 seconds. But in your head you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You let go. They didn't go to sleep. They posture up, sit up and hug their neck. Boom, pull them back down. It's back to stage 1. They're not punching you, they're driving their weight. So simulate this, so bring your thighs to your chest. They're stacking you up. So what do? Pinch your thighs, extend. Push your head away. Left foot on the ground. Shrimp out to get out, put the foot on the hip. Second foot on the hip. You align yourself, grab the wrist. They're charging at you, you're keeping the safe distance. Retract your right thigh, guide the wrist, bite the neck, retract, lock, both hands behind the head. You're squeezing, but this time you're not gonna count up, you're gonna count down, because when you count down, you hit a 0, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
He's tapping. Yeah.
I hold on 1 more second. 1 more second. You loosen up. If they go limp, you kick them away. They're asleep. Good. Oh my God, what is that?
When I get in triangle setup but I cannot finish, I feel like I failed life. Once I am in the triangle setup position, should I be able to finish? In other words, once you get the arm out, should your success rate be like 90% or is it still up in the air against a good opponent?
Against a good opponent, like an intelligent opponent. Well, that's when the difficulty rises for sure, right? But when you have someone that has no idea what you're doing, no jiu-jitsu, the only technique they have is just smash. It's just emotion, because you became that one person, right? Now, is it more difficult if they're more knowledgeable what's going on? Well, yes, of course. But if you get to the triangle setup, right at the halfway point, you're pretty good. If you remember, I didn't really talk about it too much, but I did in the little freestyle. Once you get to the triangle setup, hold the head. Think of the triangle setup as a modified stage 1. Right? In stage 1, what do? Both arms are over the shoulders, controlling the posture, controlling the distance. Triangle setup, I'm still over the shoulder. If he tries to posture up, I can hold, I can respect the punches right here. Once he stops, hips, hand, and head. Now, there are times where you're not going to be able to bring the arm across, maybe because they know what's going on. Now, street fight, if you can't bring the arm across, again, it's a street fight. You can lift your hips up, and you start elbow them in the face, and then look, when they brought the arm across too as well. And if maybe you don't want to do the strike, you can always lift your hips up, hold the head, drop the hips, do the Wolverine on their neck, hug the neck, choke him here, or he respects it, he wants to get out of the way, then you guide it across and lock it up direct. Right, so there's a lot of different ways. So does your success rate of finishing go up from the triangle setup? Depending on the person you're going with. The juggernauts, no neck, I probably wouldn't even go for a triangle. Probably do something else. The giant killer, get up and get away, right? But if they're not knowledgeable and they're charging, the only thing they know is just smash, punch your face, charge at you, let them be blood drunk, punch drunk. That'll exhaust them even more. So when you do lock it up, even a partial lockup, they should go out for sure. Eventually. Sometimes, always, never, half the time, guaranteed. Good. Good. Very good. And if this is your first, second, third, fifth, 10th, 20th time going over the triangle, and you're still a little bit confused, overwhelmed, guess what? That's normal.
It's okay.
It wouldn't be normal if you told me, Alex, this is my first time or second time seeing, I get it 100%. I'd be like, man, what's the secret? You know, it's a lot of steps. You know, to me, it took me, different back then, different structure. It took me like a year to learn how to do a triangle. I was doing triangles, but to actually do it step by step, to me, it was very difficult because I do have, I'm dyslexic, you know, so it took me a little bit longer than others, you know? But once I realized, like, man, where am I counting 1 through 12 if I could just start from like 6, right? So there's the beginning, the middle, and the end. I don't care how you guys get to the triangle setup or even to the end, as long as you stay true to jiu-jitsu, which is what? Is being efficient. Being efficient. Timing, of course, is everything, but as long as the bad guy is wasting way more energy than you, that's jiu-jitsu to me. Good. Are there any questions?
There's one.
Any other questions? Yes.
The triangle is my favorite submission and accounts for 60% of my submission, but against guys that know me walk out their trapped arm out to the side with a bent elbow, they do this to prevent their arm from choking their neck. From here, they shift me to the opposite side of the choke, the wrong side. Any suggestions?
So now we're dealing with someone that knows what they're doing. So if I can understand correctly, they're hooking the arm that's it, hooking the thigh right here. Where's he at? Which one is he? Where's the person?
Right here.
Okay. Is that not from here? Where do they usually hook the knee back here?
I'm gonna unmute him.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, so when I do the triangle against really skilled guys, if you can see me, like, so this arm is behind, let's say my leg is over, this is the trapped arm. So they bend it out like this, so it creates a lot of space.
Oh, like right here?
Yeah, they bend it out, they bend the arm out like this.
Like this?
Yes.
So you
And
can't,
then they shift me to the side so I cannot get the angle.
like
as
this
well.
right here? So you can't get the angle, your hips over here, correct?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so again, a skillful opponent, it would be more difficult for sure. So if the forearm is already here, right, it's either all the way out or all the way out. Very quick, you can still do like a little, I call it like a Morse code, where you go like dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, like that. So I kind of bump my hips up back and forth like this. It creates space, tension, nose tension, tension, back to here. And if I can't bring it across over here, then I put it back out and maintain the angle, I guess, in the posture control right here. Right? So now if he wants to swim back inside right here with this arm, I'm not going to let him. But if he does, whoop, then I help him across. So it is a process for sure. Yeah, but instead of counting like, oh man, I couldn't finish the triangle, for some of us, the majority of us, I believe, just getting to the triangle setup is a victory in itself. So count that as a victory. And when you get bored, like, oh man, I get to the triangle setup all the time, then start working on how to finish it. You know, today's problems were yesterday's wants. How about that? Cool. So I know usually you guys do the visualization, you know, but I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. And the time. Good. So so I hope you guys enjoyed it. The triangle, any choke, any blood choke. Before I get to the promotions, any blood choke, rear naked choke, triangle choke, any chokes that are over there. There's danger into that, right? So how long do you hold the choke after they go to sleep? My perspective, from what I know, from what I think I know, is, man, as soon as they go limp, hold it for another few seconds, 3-5 seconds, let them go. When they go to sleep, it's like hitting a reset button. They're not going to know what happened, where they are, what occurred for like the first few seconds, right? And what are some characteristics when someone goes to sleep? Well, there's a limp body, right? There's a stiff body, there's a twitching body, and there's a snoring one, like that. So I don't know, I've experienced all of those. Of course I let go. So when do you let go? Once you know they're asleep, hold it for another 3 or 5 seconds. And then once you think 3 or 5 seconds is 5 seconds, hold it for 1 more second, because we tend to count a little bit faster. Let them go, kick him off, get up, shake him up. They'll just turn them around. They'll go to sleep, they'll wake up. Okay, how soon do they wake up? It could be anywhere from 3, 5, 6, 10 seconds, but they will. Okay, it's very dangerous technique, but also a very good technique when applied correctly. Okay, anything more than you're supposed to could lead to brain damage or worse. Okay, on that note, let's congratulate. Oh wow, all blue check marks, very good.
Yes.
Kiona and Akiko.
Yes.
Akiko, congratulations. It's Kiona's 3rd stripe and Akiko's 1st stripe. All right.
Congratulations, guys. Very solid work.
This is a good job. This is amazing.
Yes.
In sign language, it means amazing. Amazing. Because I'm
That's good.
learning, by the way. I'm learning. Good. How are you doing? Good. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. If you have any questions, comments. If you liked today's class, my name is Alex. If you didn't like today's class, my name is Eddie.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Yes. That's right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, stay
Have a
safe out
good
there.
night, and I see you next class. Bye-bye.